对，不然你太小的话，就几乎看不到。
多人了，那你该做那个去。哎，我拿远程帮你拿。
Days up and down, they come and go, and there's not much I can do. And I feel like a stranger to this world. It's never been so true. I don't know anymore. Where is my place? Hey, hey. So I keep turning around, longing for better days. Living on the road for months at a time. It gives home another meaning. It gives my life another ride.
My name is Ali.
I smoked my last one down.
The mushroom
And
chimneys,
now
there's the
we're
vineyards, so they pick the grapes and they make wine.
I'm living in a dream, but that dream's getting old. 'Cause it's a cold world,
여기
with a
하나는 좀
fragile
다르구나.
heart. It's a cold world.
스테이크를 굽고 이런 걸 너무 엄마가 좋아하는데 와인에 대해서 우리가 또
Cappadocia or Istanbul?
Istanbul and Cappadocia, but this is my second time in Güreme. So my first time in Cappadocia will be uploaded this Saturday,
Okay.
and this hotel will be uploaded next Saturday.
Next Saturday.
Yeah.
Okay, please inform me when you
Okay,
upload.
okay.
Also,
Absolutely.
Put me.
Okay. Say hello to my Turkish subscriber. I have so many Turkish subscribers.
Really?
Yeah.
Hello.
Merhaba.
Merhaba. Merhaba.
So when you come to Korea, please let me know.
Of course.
I for my video? Yeah. Okay. Okay, thank you.
Holding close, holding tight. Let the moon slowly take over on night. The sky's never been clearer than now. The little lights float around. A million fireflies that never touch the ground. I see your pretty eyes light up as they fly away, heading towards town. I've seen 1,000 suns, too many pretty sights have crossed my way. But you'll always be beautiful, a little boy, a little girl, playing love games in the middle of it all. A little kiss, a little touch, yeah, it's all it takes.
Su alırız. Hoş geldiniz. Ben valla onun olduğunu bilmiyorum. Zamanın gidesine biliyorum.
산다는 걸로 알았는데.
그럼 45.
Ali dayı, Ali dayı, Ali dayı.
나 목소리가 좀 잠겼어. 어제 너무 추웠나 봐. 가자. 이거 뭐야? 잘 먹겠습니다.
이거 되게 크리스피.
이게 우리 그때 먹었던 양고기처럼 나오네. 엄마도 이거 먹어.
진짜 가야지. 엄마는 이거
보내준다고?
이따가 카페 가서 보내줘. 카페 와이파이 될까? 드랍은 필요 없다고 했지.
이거 들어갈 때
엄마 찍었어.
Yep. Yeah. It's okay.
비가 와도 비 와도 좋을 것 같아.
You can try it. It's with potato.
와우. 근데 새로 따르네. 와우.
진짜 기뻐.
Days up and down, they come and go, and there's not much I can do. And I feel like a stranger to this world. It's never been so true. I don't know anymore. Where is my place? Hey. So I keep turning around, longing for better days.
푸신해야 됐다고? 무서워. 옆에.
안 돼.
아니 나 찍고 있어. 것도 갖다 주나 봐.
그러겠지. 아,
Teşekkür ederim.
You're welcome.
땡큐. 이게 뽑아야 돼. 뽑아야 돼. 조심해.
이거 안 될 것 같은데? 엄마 한번 해봐.
그러면 안 나오게 한다.
응.
But now everybody around here is only in for my money. Oh, so I keep turning in rounds, building castles in the hay.